Hey everybody, this is Tara Taglianti and I am back creating another video. Today's video is magic is alive and real in the world. You are it. Alright, so we have talked about this, about how energy is the core of everything. At the core of everything there is energy, and energy is in motion and it can be changed. In fact, you can change it, and I'm showing you how in these videos. So now, what do we think of when we think of magic? Pulling rabbits out of hats, disappearing things, doing all kind, like the magicians of the world. Well, what if magic is everything? Like, what if you are magic? Like, we've already talked about being a walking, talking miracle, and starting to have the willingness to see yourself as a walking, talking miracle, because all the elements that had to align for you to even exist. What if that's magic? What if science is magic? I mean, we talk about science being molecules and the elements and all of that stuff, but if you look at it, it's all energy. What if chemical reactions, chemicals, explosions and all of that? Isn't that magic? We're changing something's state from one to another. That's like alchemy. That's like transformation. Everything is magic. Now, we've been trained to think that magic is just like some certain thing that we see in like fantasy movies, and where the land of dragons and all of those, knights and swords and all that stuff is. But what's to say that it can't exist now? So here's an example of something that, like a tragedy. Look at think of a tragic time, right? Something that really, really rocked your world, right? It changed. Bunch of people's lives changed because this tragedy happened, right? Now, let's just say for some people, let's just say, look, a car accident happens. Big car accident, right? There's someone driving to work, and because there's a car accident on the road, they're going to be late. Now, they're late for work. They're going to get in trouble. They cannot afford to get another write-up. They get to work. They're definitely in trouble. They may even lose their job. They're so concerned. And then they're stressed out. Their boss tells them, you know what, you need to go home early. We're going to, so they're on thin ice. They go home early. On their way home, they stop off at the gas station. They go to buy like a bag of chips. And then there's someone standing there that says, wow, those chips are amazing. I've tried them before. They're probably like the voodoo chips that are out now. Someone saying how awesome they were. And those two people meet. They get to talk and they end up liking each other. They exchange numbers. And then they go out. Nothing really hits it off, but they're going to decide to keep in touch. And then a few weeks later, one of them calls the other and says, hey, I have a friend in town. We all want to go out, and I think you guys would really get along. So you're like, okay. That date turns out to be like the next love of your life. Okay? Now look at that. Like a tragic moment, car accident that slowed you down. If all of those things didn't happen, that thing happened, and then that thing happened, and that thing, and if all these things didn't happen or didn't occur, you may not have met that person, okay? Or you may, what if you lose your job? And then there's so many stories of like people who were afraid to lose their job, and once they did, it opened them up to creating one of the biggest and best financial situations they could have ever done. And with the job, they would have just stayed in the same place. So we're doing alchemy all the time with our choices, Wait, like almost every single choice that we make like ripples out into and creates futures. So who's to say that you're not magic, and that we are not, and that magic isn't alive and well? Here's one last example. If you're a pet lover, you're gonna love this one, okay? Picture your favorite animal. Picture how excited you get when you see your favorite animal and you just love them up, right? Even if you're not around your animal right now and you are picturing them, look at the state of joy that puts your body in, and look at how happy that is. Now, I don't know what you would call it, but an animal that just can exist and all you got to do is picture them in your head, and you have an entire state change in your body from wherever you were to total joy. That's a freaking magical being right there. So there are some examples. Now, would you be, and you're actually the one that pictured the animal, so would you actually give credit for every time you create something? That's you being your magic. That's you being magic. All right, guys. So tomorrow's video, that ends today's video. Would you begin, okay, what is it that you are not willing to be aware of, that if you were aware of would completely change everything? Okay. So tomorrow's video is going to be all about energy transformation, how you get to alleviate pains, alleviate all kinds of interesting symptoms, and you get all in the choice of you being you. So we're going to talk a little bit about that for tomorrow's video. And guys, if you like these videos, just click the link below, Tara Tagliente CFMW, or join me in my group Out of the In Crowd. All right, take care. This is Tara. I'm out.